Hola todos! Hello everybody! So thank you for joining our channel, Our Life in Guanajuato, Mexico. We're here this morning at a lab, a medical lab, to draw some labs for Erasmo. We had some health concerns. We brought him to the physician that we see, and she wrote a prescription for his labs to get drawn. So we thought we would share a little bit about what that was like and bring you guys along. So join us on this journey. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. If you're not already a subscriber, don't forget to subscribe. And you'll see more videos about what our life is like here in Guanajuato, Mexico. So these are what our labs look like that our doctor created for Erasmo and I. And we came here yesterday and I was going to get my labs drawn. I wanted to do a full nutritional poll to measure my vitamins and my minerals, and come to find out they want over 7,000 pesos to do that for me, which is about $350. Excuse me. So I've decided to wait on that because we are still working on trying to get into the house within the next week or two. So that's just more important right now. But Erasmo, little Erasmo, is still going to get his labs drawn. So let's go in.
Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Siempre.
Así tranquilo, tranquilo.
Son 100 pesos.
¿A qué horas comió? ¿A qué hora comió?
Espérate, espérate. Espérate, espérate. Espérate, espérate. Espérate, espérate. Espérate.
Okay. So we're out of the lab. If you can see, my face is like beet red because I'm upset. But I've cooled down a lot and I want to share my experience here in Guanajuato, Mexico. So just to give you a backstory really quick, I went to school and was trained in phlebotomy, trained in x-ray, while I did my general studies, and was about to graduate with my associate's degree in x-ray technology with a phlebotomy certificate until my school closed down because they were no longer accredited. They were ripping students off by taking our money and not being accredited and lying, and they got caught and they shut down. So I technically do not have my 2-year degree, but I have all of the knowledge that comes along with it. This school was High Tech Institute in I am drawing a blank, in Minnesota. So anyways, we went in for labs for Erasmo, and I have a lot of concerns and was not okay with how he was being treated. And I just want to share real quick about that. So they had a hard time finding his veins in his arms. They should have went through his foot. They also pulled out a 21 gauge needle and were going to extract his blood through his arm with a 21 gauge needle. This I didn't find out until after they had already swallowed him and rotated from arm to arm to arm, back and forth, because they couldn't find his vein. Erasmo was getting visibly upset and it was getting worse and worse, and he started crying. And there's a line between when you're doing a medical procedure to a child, there's a line where it's bothering him and it's okay, let's just quick get it done, to this is going too far and he's being traumatized. They did not want to give him a break. They just wanted to keep holding him down while he is throwing a fit and crying and letting you know, trying to speak and say that he's not okay and that he's scared and that his anxiety is running really high. After all that, when she thought that she found a vein, she pulled out the needle. And I was worried about him crying and not really paying any attention. And then she lost his vein, and then I noticed the needle, and I was like, why are you using such a large needle? Where's the butterfly? Or a 23 gauge needle. They reassured me that that's fine, that they use this needle, and you know, probably they use this needle all the time with babies and toddlers here, but I am not comfortable with that. I was not trained in that. That needle is too big, their veins are too tiny, and he was very, very, very upset, and I just couldn't take it anymore. And I'm just like, you're not doing this. He's being traumatized. I picked him up off the table and I said that we had enough. This isn't me being over dramatic. This isn't me not liking that my son's crying a little bit. It was pretty extreme, very, very extreme. And to them, this was perfectly acceptable. To give you another example of how I promise you that I'm not being over dramatic, and that I love Mexico and I want to love Mexico and everything about it, and I do. There's definitely some knowledge lacking when it comes to the medical field, and I'll give you another quick example. So I told you that I'm not certified, I should be a certified x-ray technician. I went through all of the education, all of my classes, and right before I was supposed to graduate, the whole program was closed. But anyways, I went in for an x-ray here because I was very, very ill, and I'm a gastric bypass patient, and so I thought that they would help find some reason for my illness. And they went to go and take an x-ray and didn't put any safety measures in place. We, in the x-ray field, we cover the neck because you have glands in there that should not be exposed to x-rays. We cover the reproductive organs with iron mats, and we take precautions because x-rays can be damaging. Here in Guanajuato, Mexico, I went to 2 different x-ray labs, and none of them had any sort of protection besides like a fabric cloth, and they tried to convince me that that was okay. So the 3rd lab that I went to, I went and got my x-rays done because he covered my reproductive organs with what I thought was a lead, sorry, I'm just really, really upset, a lead apron. And then come to find out, when I looked at the x-ray, there was no protection inside of the x-ray. It was heavy, but there was no protection. You could see through my pelvis and everything, and that should have been blocked off in the x-ray. Now, like I said, I have been educated in the United States, in Minnesota, and I've learned the standards there, and I'm really not okay with how the lab treated us here today, and how I've had experience in other labs, and I'm really lost right now, and I'm not sure what I want to do about it. I really wanted Erasmo to get his labs drawn because we had a little bit of a health concern, but it's not worth traumatizing him and making him go through all of that. So I'm not saying that this happens everywhere. I'm not saying that this is typical for Mexico. I'm saying that where I'm at, this is the experiences that I have had, and I still love Mexico. I do. But I'm going to try and figure something else out here, and we'll see how it goes. I hope that this helps somebody with knowledge about what things can be like. I hope it's not like this everywhere. And I hope all of our viewers understand that I am in no way saying that I dislike Mexico, because I love Mexico, And yeah. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate the support. And we are just going to go have breakfast and calm down some more and think about what we're going to do for our medical needs after that. There has to be a lab somewhere around that knows how to draw blood from babies and that has more experience with that. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much, everybody. And yes, Erasmo is okay. We obviously didn't film a lot of that, but he's doing fine now. He's getting lots of love. Adios, amigos.